Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors to order. Roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Leyland,
Here.
Little,
Here.
Trelka,
Here.
White, Schwartz.
Here. Please join us in a moment of silence to reflect on today's actions. All right. Please rise for the national anthem. Or for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, public comments. Anyone? Oh, I'm sorry. The agenda is received or
So
is
moved.
amended.
Second.
So moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is approved. Next is public comments. Anybody from the public wishing to speak today on something that's not an agenda item? All right. Well, seeing none, we do have a hearing today that is at 9:05. So we're going to have to kill a few minutes here before we start this hearing. So,
Any updates? Yeah.
yes.
Anything we want to talk about?
Well, yeah, I just want to make one comment in regard to an article I saw in the Courier this morning about the Veterans Affairs. And I have full confidence in the commission out there. It's a commission we're involved in the process to appoint them, and they vet issues that occur out at the Veteran Affairs Department. And the chair of the commission is Glenn Keith, and he and I have had discussions. He said discussions with all of us, but I just have full confidence in their ability to address any issues out there.
And I'll add to that, I was in attendance at the meeting last night, and as Tim did a good job, we were speaking about it earlier, I thought he did a very good job of covering a negative event for the most part because of the petitions that were presented. But there was such a grand showing of support there for Yolando and the work that he's been doing and the people that he's met with, as well as the commissioners. Glenn specifically spoke to the fact that they had recently done a performance evaluation of Yolando, and he had support of all of the commissioners that he was doing a great job, and they were looking forward to the things that he was going to be doing in the future. So,
Good.
Was the petition delivered last night?
yes, just
'Cause
last
I
night.
wasn't too happy to read the paper this morning and hear about it through a newspaper.
Well, I knew we'd heard rumors of it. I know
Yeah,
Dan.
well, I never heard any rumors about a petition. I heard there was some grumblings going on, but I had to read the paper to find out the petition. It specifically said it was going to give to the supervisors or commissioners.
Yep, I see we were mentioned. That's why I wanted to address it.
That's the reason I thought it would have been nice to know about it.
Tim should have told us.
Oh, yeah. Well, he did. He did.
I guess they had a lot of space to fill up in the Courier.
I know I haven't had a chance to see the article yet. I haven't seen the petition, but I know that Yolanda does good work. I know that we've got a good commission out there, and have big faith in Glenn Keith's leadership as well.
Yes, yes.
It's not over.
Take that to the bank, Tim.
All right, we got one more minute to go here. I'll get according to my phone. These clocks are always fast, so we'll just give the public one more minute to come in. And the whole reason we have to do these two hearings is because of an overreach of the state government last year, which just quite frankly, for whatever reason, just doesn't trust local government, even though I think we're even closer tied to the community than many of those folks are. And so it's it's unfortunate that they would make us jump through all these extra hoops and stuff, but we know that we're good servants of our citizens here in Blackhawk County.
Well, and as I don't think we've heard from anyone once the information was published. I mean, Grant will speak to that if there have been any oral or written comments section, but I don't think we've heard from anyone that's been opposed to the work we've done or the budgets that we've presented. So I think that's good. But yes, they're continuing to do that as well. The state legislature looking at several things in this session to continue to uproot home rule. And I think that's very unfortunate because they're using some of the reasons being transparency, and we're doing a good job. I think we've always felt we do above and beyond what we need to be transparent and to have open door policies.
I think
with
the
our-
problem that they encounter is that there's probably has been problems throughout the state And what they do, then they pass it on all of us. And it was the same way with the bonding, the gas tax. They were afraid counties were gonna bond too far out, and then they eventually used Blackhawk County as an example how to do it right. So I think it was probably a reflection of what's going on in other areas.
Well, then they need to address the abuser and not
Yeah,
put those kind of
unfortunately,
stipulations on
they're
us.
from all parts, and that's how they do it,
I
so.
will say it is now 9:05. And so we have a 9:05 hearing on the proposed adoption of a resolution establishing the total maximum property tax dollars that may be certified for a levy for general county services and a total maximum property tax dollars that may be certified for levy for rural county services.
Motion to open up public hearing.
Second.
So moved and seconded to open the public hearing for the proposed fiscal year 21 budget. Total maximum property tax dollars to be certified for levy, general county services, and total maximum property tax dollars to be certified for levy for rural services. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This hearing is open.
Motion to receive, place on file, proof of publication.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. All's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, do we have a motion to close the hearing
So moved.
as soon as oral and written
Second.
comments are received? Moved and seconded. Grant, do we have
There are
any?
no written comments, Mr. Chair.
No written comments? Anybody wishing to speak at this time?
James, maybe?
Yeah, I can
Yes.
speak to a little bit about this. To kind of echo Chris's comments, this is really the state's doing. This is for all of the idea to be a little bit more transparent. I know that some counties are really approving a max levy rate that's much higher than what they're really going to be approving, but for us, our levy rates for the general and rural are very, very similar to what we're going to be looking at for our final. So I feel like we're doing a good job of that and not necessarily misleading the public by any means. And then keep in mind, obviously, this is just the general and rural. It doesn't have anything to do with our debt service levy or our mental health levy. So.
All right, anybody else wishing to speak? I would just echo James, I think we did a good job of trying to get as close to where we want the final budget to be in this initial hearing, so that we were just being as clear as possible to the taxpayers and to the
Plus
public.
also, I want to thank James. He was kind of thrown into the fire, being hired late, and I know by talking to him, he's got some ideas on next year to kind of streamline a little better. And, but he's done an excellent job for the short time that he's been here.
I would also thank James
Thank
for your
you. Thank
work and
you.
leadership.
Thank you.
All right, we do have a motion and a second to close the hearing. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the hearing is now closed. Next is a resolution that the maximum property tax dollars for general county services and rural county services for fiscal year 2021 shall not exceed the following general county services: $29,651,987, and for rural county services, $3,257,698. The maximum property tax dollars requested in either general county services or rural county services for fiscal year 2021 does represent an increase greater than 102% from the maximum property tax dollars
So moved.
requested in fiscal year
Second.
2020. So moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Veeder.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Trelka,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes. Resolution carries. Next is a motion to direct the finance director to advertise for a public hearing on the proposed Blackhawk County budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 to be held March 24th, 2020 at 9:05 a.m. in Boardroom 201 of the Blackhawk County Courthouse, Waterloo, Iowa.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Next is any reports or information from the board. I'll just share that I just returned yesterday from the National Association of Counties Legislative Conference, and I'll be putting a presentation of all the different sessions I attended. I think one of the most intriguing ones was a joint effort between National Association of Counties and the National Sheriff's Association, which I know Sheriff Thompson's been involved in, and this was a study that they've released on pretrial federal healthcare benefits in county jails and the impact that has on recidivism. And so I look forward to having those discussions, and there's some really positive legislation moving in Washington, D.C. on those efforts.
Sounds like a lot to cover. We may need a work session.
Yes.
Where's Kathy?
And, Mr. Chair, I'll just point out that I was at the NACO conference as well, and there were a couple of general sessions there where we opened with the national anthem, and so I think that's probably why Chris.
Yes.
Well, he could sing. It would have killed a couple of
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, I think I'm a much better bass player than I am a singer, and so. All right. I would now, at this point, entertain
So
a
moved.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?